I heard a woman screaming. Well, what is it?
It's my husband. He's hurt.
Oh, how did it happen?
Could you please get a doctor?
I heard you shouting. I said to the wife, there's somebody shouting.
I think he must have had a fit.
Oh, let me see. Oh, excuse me.
Oh, please get a doctor.
Oh, I will, yes, but what you're supposed to do, you see, is to put something between their teeth and kiss... Oh, here, I say. He's bleeding.
I know. He must have hit his head or something.
That's nasty, isn't it? How on earth did he come to do that?
I don't know.
A phone. Now, let me see. We're not on the phone in our house. I could try to knock up Mrs. But I doubt
please hurry.
Oh, wait a minute. He only lives in the next street. It'll be quicker to go. Hang on. I won't be long.
What's the trouble, miss?
He fell and he's hurt. Someone's fetching a doctor.
Your father, is it?
No, my husband.
How'd it happen?
I don't know. He must have hit his head or something.
Hit his head? Oh, yeah. Who was that man I saw running away?
He came out of one of the houses. Oh, please, he can't lie here like this. He ought to be kept warm. Can't you help me get him home or something?
I thought you said someone was fetching a doctor.
Yes, but where is he? A stretcher or something. Look, we don't live far. I'm sure he'd be all right if I could just get him home.
He's coming now. Doctor, I was lucky. He was just coming back home. I caught him on the doorstep.
Were you here when it happened, sir? Did you hear anyone running away?
Oh, me? Oh, that was me. How is he?
I don't know.
I heard somebody shouting, sir. I woke the wife. I'm a very light sleeper. I said, hark, there's somebody shouting. Here he comes now.
He's dead.
And ring the divisional surgeon. Tell him to come round right away. Well, Mrs. Starling, where have we got to? Oh, yes, you were on your way home from the theatre, and your husband gave a sort of groan and fell down.
Yes.
And what did you do?
I called for help. I thought he must have hit his head.
Why did you think it hit his head?
Because there was blood on his clothes.
There's blood on your dress now. How did it get there?
I was trying to move him.
Oh? You mean you didn't know he was dead?
Of course I didn't know.
I see. And then what?
And then the man came out. I told you all that.
Yes, that's right, you did. Well, Mrs. Starling, we'll just get this copied out for you. And I expect you'd like to sign it.
All right. Is that all, then? Do you know where they put my coat?
The coat? Oh, I'm sorry, I should have explained. I'm afraid you won't be able to go home tonight, Mrs. Starling. Good morning, Mrs. Starling. Everything all right?
No. I didn't sleep at all. I feel terrible, and nobody'll tell me what's happening.
I see. Well, I'm afraid I've a few more questions for you.
And then will I be able to go home?
It'd be simpler if we could deal with them while you're still here.
All right.
Good. Now, Mrs. Starling, do you know somebody called Leonard Carr?
Where did you get that from?
Do you know him, madam?
Yes.
Yes. He sees a good bit of you when he comes home, doesn't he?
Fair amount.
As much as once a week.
I suppose so.
Often, huh?
Sometimes.
Is it true that he and your husband had a quarrel?
Who's been telling you all
The
this?
quarrel. What was it about?
Well, Mr. Carr and I had been to the pictures, and when I got home, Herbert started storming at us and threw me against the piano.
And is this when your sister-in-law came in?
Oh, I see. You've been talking to Bertha.
We've been talking to quite a number of people, Mrs. Starling. So I advise you not to try to keep anything back.
Leo, why? I didn't want...
I've known Mrs. Danvers nearly all my life, and she immediately telephoned me and asked me to come here. You must have a solicitor, you know.
Yes, I suppose so.
Name's Withers, by the way. I wish I could have seen you at the police station. It was your right to have someone there to represent you.
I didn't know.
Well, it can't be helped now. I gather they've charged you with murder.
Yes, but it's ridiculous. I didn't do anything. What are they going to do now?
Today, you'll appear in front of the magistrate, that's all. It'll be over very quickly.
But I'll be able to explain, won't I?
No. That's what I wanted to tell you. Say as little as possible. Just plead not guilty and reserve your defence.
Oh, but I want to tell them...
No, please. You must trust me. Tell them nothing.
All right. Thank you. And after this, will I be able to go home?
Well, hardly that, Mrs. Starling. What'll probably happen is that you'll be remanded in custody.
But that's prison, isn't it?
Marion sent her love. She said she won't come in. It would upset her too much.
No, I can't see her in a place like this.
Has Mr. Withers been here?
Yes, he's coming again tomorrow.
Must get a good barrister too. And don't worry about the costs. We're collecting a defence fund.
Thank you.
I did bring a box of chocolates, but they wouldn't allow
No.
me to.
They won't. Oh, there's no sense to it. They even poked around in my pot of face cream. Heaven knows what they're looking for. I don't want to kill myself. I just want to get this whole wretched business over with and get back to work. What did you do about that Persian lamb that Mrs. Ridgway took on Apra? You remember? She wanted to return it, but Marion had seen her wearing it at a reception.
Oh, I remember. Well, what could we do? We couldn't afford to offend a woman like that. We had to pretend it hadn't happened.
Oh, well, don't forget. Keep your spirits up. I'll be in again.
Yes. Yes, do come.
Their case will be that you planned it together that same day in the tea shop.
But we didn't.
I believe you, Mrs. Starling, but that isn't the point. The indictment charges you and Leonard Carr together with murder.
I don't think he planned it himself. If you want to know what I think he was drunk.
Frankly, I don't think either side is likely to develop that aspect.
Why not?
Well, the prosecution wants to present it as a cold-blooded thing planned in advance, not an uncontrolled impulse. On the other hand, it wouldn't do us any good either.
But why?
Now, Julia's a funny thing. If they see Carr as an upstanding young naval chap with a clean sheet, sober and industrious, kind to his mother, then they may accept his story that he hit out in self-defense. If they see him as a lecherous, drunken sailor, they'll call it murder.
And me?
You see, the chances are that most of the jury will be men, probably married men. Now, you're not going to be tried for adultery, because it's not a criminal offence. But in the back of their minds, they will already have charged you with adultery and found you guilty. They'll identify themselves with your husband. To some of them, I wouldn't be surprised if adultery wasn't a more heinous crime than murder.
It's such a stupid word. It's got nothing at all to do with the way it was for us.
Your word would be love. Well, we must try to present it in that light. But you do see, if you're led astray by your feelings for a nice, steady young man, it might be accepted as love. With a drunken sailor, that's adultery. And then there are the letters. It's a pity you ever wrote those letters.
Nobody knows the sort of letters he was writing to me.
You didn't keep any of them?
He told me to burn them. He said he was burning mine.
They found a whole box full of yours in his cabin on the ship. He must have hung on to every one. Any idea why? You can't think of any reason at all. For instance, you wouldn't at this point be inclined to put it down to love? I mean that he couldn't bear to destroy them. No, you wouldn't. Interesting. I just wondered.
When I think back, it seems like a different world. Like we were two different people. They won't read them out in court, will they? Not private letters like that.
Oh, yes, they'll read them out. They're going to make a meal of them. You may as well be prepared for that.
Oh, God. This is going to be horrible.
You see, all those references to poison.
I know. Weed killer in his tea and all that. Of course, it was all just talk. I mean, I'd never really have done it.
In the case of, well, for example, the chlorodyne, you seem to be saying that you had done it.
Mr. Withers, I made that up. I remember writing it, but I was making it up. That bottle was never opened, and he was never sick. Ask Emily. You can even ask Bertha.
Mrs. Starling, why did you say it if it wasn't true?
Why? Look. He was a long way off, wasn't he? Leo. Girls everywhere he went. Young girls. His own age. All I had to keep myself alive in his mind was letters. What was I supposed to write? Got up, had breakfast, went to work, lamb chops for supper, went to bed. I wanted to write him letters that he'd read every word of. Letters he wouldn't be able to put down. But I can explain all this when my turn comes.
Mrs. Starling, we're not putting you into the box.
Oh, but I want to. If I don't, they'll think I'm hiding something.
If you go into that box, the prosecution will run rings round you. You've got simply no idea what it's like. They'll cut you to pieces.
But if I want to, nobody can stop me, can they?
If they cross-examine, how are you going to explain some of those phrases? Listen. I tried 3 times in November, and every time a bigger dose, but it was no use. There must be stuff that would really have done the trick, but I don't know how to get hold of it. That's when I made up my mind it would have to be something more drastic. Well, Mrs. Starling?
Those doses were for me, not for him. I was pregnant, and I was trying to get rid of it. You knew what I meant. And when I wrote something more drastic, well, I asked him to get me an address of a woman. Oh, you know what I mean.
You can't say it, Mrs. Starling. You cannot say it. Adulterers we've got already, quite enough to contend with. You go into that box and say, I'm perfectly innocent, I was only trying to procure an abortion. You do that, and I'm telling you now, you'll be putting a noose around your neck.
shouting? Well, I said to the wife, there's somebody shouting. Well, when I asked her, the accused, she said it was her husband and asked me to fetch a doctor.
Did she give any explanation as to how he came to be in that condition?
She said, I don't know, he must have hit his head. She suggested that he might have had a fit.
Thank you.
Is there any doubt in your mind that it was my client, Mrs. Starling, you heard shouting?
None at all.
Could you distinguish the words?
Well, I heard her say, don't, and she screamed, stop it, several times.
And seemed to be hysterical. When pressed for details of the incident, she replied, I do not know.
The woman was in a confused condition, hysterical and agitated.
Next morning, I went aboard HMS Thunderous. I went into a cabin and took a locked box, which was opened in my presence. It contained a photograph of Mrs. Starling and 62 letters. Of these, 33 have been put in as exhibits in this case.
Employed as a waitress at Maitland's tea shop. I remember him coming in on the afternoon of the 6th. I couldn't hear what they said, but they were talking for a long time in low voices and seemed, very serious. They left about 5:30.
Was it very unusual for your son to go out for a short walk at that time of night?
Well, he didn't often do it, but sometimes he did.
Has he ever been in any kind of trouble before this?
Oh, no. No, never. Every report he had from his school, it was always conduct excellent. And the same with his certificates off his ships. He was easy led. That's his only trouble.
Would you say that he'd been a good son to you?
I don't care what anybody says about him. The best any mother could possibly have.
One evening, she came back late with the prisoner Carr. My brother was naturally upset.
What happened then?
Well, I could see that my brother would prefer to talk it over in private with them, and so I decided it'd be more tactful to retire. But as I was closing the door, I heard her say, or shout rather, I'll do whatever I like.
Did you witness any signs of physical violence?
I heard a crash, and I came back into the room. The next day, my brother's cheek below his eye was badly discoloured, as if he'd received a severe blow.
No, apart from the skull wound and a couple of minor abrasions, I found the other organs of the body were perfectly healthy.
Does it come to this, then, that after minutely examining the body of the deceased, you were unable to find the slightest trace, either by post-mortem or analysis, of any poison whatever having been given at any time?
That is correct.
Thank you. Thank you very much indeed.
My lord, members of the jury, that concludes the case for the Crown. Reference has been made to the letters, exhibits 9 to 41, which my learned colleague will now read.
Darlingest boy, last night I lay awake all night thinking of you and everything connected with you and me. Sometimes the small ray of hope seems so frail, so futile, that I can hardly make myself keep it alive. Oh, darling, we must do something soon. It seems so grand to see you again, so grand just to feel you hold my shoulders while you kissed me. Yesterday I met a woman who had lost 3 husbands in 11 years. Some people I know can't lose one. Darling, come to me soon. I want you so badly, more and more. I keep thinking out ways of getting free, but, darlingest, you've got to help me. You see how risky it is. I'm sending another cutting about patient killed by overdose. Darling, you promised to send me something. Why haven't you done it? Sometimes I think till my head goes round, shall I always be able to keep you? When you've got something you've never had before, and something you're so happy to have found, you're always afraid of it flying away. That's how I feel about your love.
How many more are they going to read out?
Another 18.
But they're leaving out the ones that are nice all the way through. Just talking about funny things that happen.
Yes.
It's going to be all right, though, isn't it?
I hope so.
What's after the letters?
Then it's the defence's turn. First Carr's counsel and then yours.
Oh, that's not so bad, then. Oh, yes, I'm sure it's going to be all right. Oh, God.
To think this time next week I'll be walking around the streets. I think what I'll do is I'll get on the first train out and find a little hotel that's got real feather beds, and I'll lie down and sleep for a week.
Now, about these letters. Will you tell the court who began this correspondence? Did you write the first letter, or did she?
She did.
When she writes, "Don't ever say a thing like that again. I could never go back to being just pals. I would rather die." Does that mean that you have been trying to break off the relationship?
I did suggest it.
Coming to the night in question, did you know that you killed him?
No, I didn't know till I read it in the paper.
Did you ever believe in your own mind that Mrs. Starling herself had ever given any poison to her husband?
No, never. She had a vivid imagination. She would read a book and imagine herself a character in that book.
Thank you.
You said I hit him with a spanner. You make a practice of carrying an 8-inch spanner with you every time you go out for a breath of fresh air?
No, but I've been using it on board, and I was wearing my overcoat. It just happened to be still in the pocket.
I see. Now, coming to these curious letters. Don't forget what we talked about. I am still willing to risk it. Risk what, Mr. Carr?
The risk of being knocked about when she asked for a divorce.
I tried 3 times in November, and every time a bigger dose. That was when I made up my mind that it would have to be something more drastic. What was that about?
Suicide. She was trying to commit suicide, or she said she was.
I put an extra dose of chlorodyne in his medicine, but it only made him sick. Suicide, Mr. Carr?
No, she was lying to me again.
She was what?
Lying to me, lying. I told you, she made these things up.
No.
So why did you mention the theatre to Mr. Carr?
Only to explain to him why I couldn't meet him that evening.
You had no idea that he or anyone else was going to attack your husband on the way home?
No, none. None at all.
Thank you.
Silence in court. Be silent. Your first statement to the police, how your husband suddenly collapsed and you thought he'd had a fit. Was that true or untrue?
Untrue.
You deliberately lied to the police in a signed statement.
Yes.
Why?
To try to keep Leo out of it.
You mean you didn't want people to think that your lover was mixed up in the murder?
Just his name being brought in at all. I didn't know it was murder when it started.
Mrs. Starling, what was this risk to which you refer more than once in the letters?
The risk of Herbert finding out.
Finding out what?
That I was writing to Leo and meeting him.
But I thought your avowed object was to obtain a divorce.
Yes, it was.
Well, what then exactly was the point of secrecy? Surely the more your husband knew about your adultery with Carr, the readier he would have been to release you.
Oh, no. No, it was the exact opposite. You didn't know him. The more he thought I had someone to go to, the more determined he was to hang on.
The idea that something should be given to your husband, who first thought of this?
I can't remember. In the beginning, it was just one of those things that people say, like, he ought to be shot, or I could kill you for that. Only like that, not serious at all.
You're saying that in the beginning it was not serious?
That's right.
So when did it become serious?
No, It didn't become serious, not in the meaning that I would really have done it.
Well, in what way, then? Take all the time you want, Mrs. Starling. I have no wish to hurry you.
It was only that I wanted Leo to think that I might.
One moment. I don't want to get this wrong. Do I understand you rightly as saying you wanted him to think you were willing to take your husband's life?
I wanted him to think that I was willing to do anything he suggested if it meant we could be together.
That is, if necessary, to take your husband's life.
But I never would have. It was just another way of saying, I love you. I'd die for you. I'd go through flames for you. I mean, people don't really go through flames, but they write those things in letters, don't they?
So your defence is, at least I assume you intend it as a defence, that the assurances you were giving your lover were lies, just as the things you were telling your husband were lies, just as your statement to the police was a lie. Is that what you want the court to believe? Very well. At this meeting in the tea shop, Mrs. Starling, what did you talk about?
He wanted me to meet him that night. And I kept on telling him I couldn't.
Did you discuss any further plans for eliminating your husband?
Not a word.
Are you asking the court to believe that the subject was repeatedly mentioned in these letters, yet when you came face to face it was simply never touched on?
I don't know what you'll believe, but I never did bring it up when I was with him. I had better ways of keeping him interested when he was on shore.
I'm sure you had, Mrs. Starling. I tried 3 times in November, and every time a bigger dose, but it was no use. There must be stuff that would have done the trick, but I didn't know how to get hold of it. That's when I made up my mind it would have to be something more drastic. Could you explain that paragraph, please?
That one, if you really want to know. I made it up.
Thank you, Mrs. Starling.
Do you remember seeing a bottle of chlorodyne in the medicine cupboard?
Yes, sir. It was Mrs. Starling's. The doctor gave it her once when she was ill.
Is there any truth in her statement in one letter that she added it to some of Mr. Starling's cough medicine and that it had made him sick?
Oh, no. She never even opened it. It hung around for months, and in the end I threw it out.
Did anything make Mr. Starling sick around that time?
No.
You sure?
Oh, yes, sir. I'd have known if he was, because if he had so much as a finger ache, he made no end of a fuss.
Thank you. That concludes the case for the defense.
Members of the jury, the tragedy in this case, the poignant tragedy so far as Carr is concerned, is that sitting next to him in that box is somebody who is dearer to him than his own life. His instructions to me were that nothing must be said in conducting this case which would in any way hamper the case for Mrs. Starling. That Carr makes his last appeal to you through me, and he says, "It is true I drifted into this dishonorable entanglement with a married woman. It's true that I pitied her, and that my pity turned to love. But I ask you to proclaim to the world that I am not an assassin. I am no murderer."
Members of the jury, first, you have got to get into the atmosphere of this case. Carr truly described this woman, did he not? As a woman who lives the sort of life I don't suppose any of you live, in a world of make-believe. She reads a book and imagines herself as one of the characters. She conducts her life as though she were living a novel. As for the relationship between her and Carr, I don't care whether it is described as an amazing passion or as an adulterous intercourse. Thank God this is not a court of morals. Because if everyone immoral was brought here, I would never be out of it. Neither would you. I'm not going to appeal to you on the grounds of sentiment, but I want you to think very clearly about this. If she had been planning this murder, would she have taken her husband home through that lighted square, when she could have taken him on a detour through a dark and unfrequented lane? Would she have awoken the whole street by shouting, "Stop it!" when by keeping quiet, she could have given her accomplice time to get well away? And would she have sent so urgently for the doctor, who might well have revived her husband and enabled him to tell his own story? And would she not, with her vivid imagination about which we have heard so much, would she not, if she had planned to have her husband's skull smashed in, would she not, in those intervening hours, have thought of a better story than he fell down? Perhaps he had a fit. Yet, being a party to that night's attack is the only charge on which you are trying her. prosecution has chosen not to accuse her of conspiracy or incitement to murder or of attempted poisoning. Remember, it was their decision to have the body of Stling exhumed, and when they did so, what did they find? They found no possible trace of any kind or sort of poison. But, members of the jury, it is a very far cry from wishing someone dead to being a murderess. And of the crime of murder, I have every confidence you will find this defendant not guilty.
Before the court rises for the day, I wish to offer you, members of the jury, this advice. By all means, of course, look at the atmosphere and try to understand what the letters mean. But you should not forget that you are in a court of justice, trying a vulgar and common crime. You are not listening to a play in the stalls of a theatre. This court will now adjourn until tomorrow.
Most improper coming.
Just tired. Today is the last day, isn't it?
Yes. Just the closing speech for the prosecution and then the judge's summing up.
Prosecution? But I thought the defence always had the last word.
Normally, but they briefed the Solicitor General. He has the special privilege of always speaking last.
But that means there'll be two of them against me, one after another.
Actually, of course, the judge has to be strictly impartial.
You are told that this is a case of great love. I am using it only as a phrase. We have had for some days an atmosphere both in speeches and in questions of this kind. At the end of one letter comes this. He, that is the deceased, her husband, he has the right by law to all that you have the right to by nature and love. Members of the jury, if that nonsense means anything, it means that the love of a husband for his wife is something improper, because marriage is acknowledged by the law, and that the love of a wife for her lover, illicit and clandestine, is something great and noble. I am certain that you, like any other right-minded persons, will be filled with disgust at such a notion. And may the Lord have mercy on your soul.
Amen.
Julia Elizabeth Stling, the sentence of the court upon you is that you be taken to the place from whence you came, and thence to a place of lawful execution. And there you shall be hanged by the neck until you be dead. And afterwards your body shall be buried in a common grave. But may the Lord have mercy on your soul.
Amen.
I'm not guilty. Oh, God, I'm not guilty.
Of course we shall appeal. Cheer up, Mrs. Stling. It's not as bad as all that. That was only the first round, you know. We'll win the next one. You'll see if we don't.
You said we'd win that one.
You saw what I meant about not going into the box. So this next time, if I advise you not to give evidence, we'll have no arguments, eh?
Whatever you say. I'll be able to come along and listen, though, won't I?
No. I should think if you're not going to be called, they won't think it necessary. Why?
Oh, I don't know. Just for the ride. Just to get home for a bit.
Ah. Well, no, I wouldn't worry about that. As soon as it's over, you'll be able to ride wherever you like.
just my legs.
Yes, the reaction, I expect. Not cold, are you? How about a nice cup of tea? Wouldn't that be a good idea?
No, thank you. Have you got my nightie?
That's your nightie.
Look, where's mine? They always let me wear my own.
It's one of those bits of red tape, I'm afraid, Mrs. Starling. It's just that anyone with an appeal pending falls into a slightly different category from those awaiting trial.
I think that's stupid. Childish.
Mrs. Starling, we don't make the rules, you know.
This place is worse than the last one. Can I have the light out now, please?
I'm sorry, we're not allowed.
Oh, God. Why not?
It seems very odd. I've always thought so. But after tonight, things won't seem so bad, I promise. If you ask the doctor, he'll let you have a nightcap. Whiskey and soda, something like that. If it's fine, we can sit out tomorrow. You'll find the fresh air will help.
Yes, next week. Some people have to wait much longer for an appeal to be heard. You've been lucky.
And you think it's going to be all right?
No one in his senses could call that judge's summing up unbiased. You've undoubtedly got a good case. And this time there's no jury. None of that emotional stuff comes into it. Just the appeal judges discussing points of law. And that's right up your counsel's alley.
And if it's all right, will I be able to go straight home?
Nothing in the world to stop you, Mrs. Starling. You'll be as free as a bird.
When will I know?
Can't give an exact time, but as soon as they give the verdict, it'll be phoned through here, and the lady superintendent will come straight away and tell you.
How about another game?
I'm sick of drafts.
Have you ever played Halma?
No.
Well, I could teach you if you like. It's very interesting.
What time is it?
3:15.
When the reprieve... When they let people out, they, give you all your stuff back, don't they?
That's right. Why?
I can't remember how much money I had in my handbag. Seems such a long time ago.
Well, they make a list of every item. They give it all back, don't worry.
Perhaps I should go to a hotel for the first night. Emily's gone back to her sister's and the place will be all locked up. There won't be any food there or anything.
Still, that's a minor problem.
Oh, yes. Yes, once I'm back. Won't take long getting things back to normal. Yes?
Mrs. Starling, I'm afraid I have bad news for you.
I couldn't get here any sooner. I only got your message this morning.
I knew you'd come.
You know, I have rung up several times, but they told me that you weren't seeing anyone except your mother and your solicitor.
No, I didn't want people seeing me in this place like this. I thought when they see me outside afterwards, they'd always be remembering me like this.
Oh, I don't think so.
Anyway, no, I'm not so sure that they'll ever.
Is there anything that I can do?
Tell me what's happening.
About the petition?
Yes, anything.
Well, by last night we had over 4,000 signatures.
Oh, that's a lot, isn't it?
Yes. And my father's drawn up a list of influential people he thinks might sign. You know, MPs, clergymen and writers and so on.
How much time have we got?
Well, we're aiming at the end of the week.
That won't be too late, will it?
Oh, no. The Home Secretary can sign a reprieve even up to the last minute.
You know, an awful thing that keeps going through my mind.
What?
If I hadn't, you know, gone to that woman to get rid of the baby, I'd be all right. They can't hang you if you're pregnant.
That's true.
All the same, they wouldn't really go through with it, would they?
Oh, no, I don't think so.
Only think? You mean they might?
No, I mean I don't believe that there's a chance in a million that they will.
That's the truth now.
You really don't think so?
No. And neither does anyone else, because they haven't hanged a woman in England for years and years. And it isn't as if you had actually... Well, as if you were the actual...
I never touched him. I never dreamed that Leo would... Anne has got as my witness!
I know, hush. Now listen. Listen, we'll deliver the petition on Saturday. Now, the reprieve may not come through before Monday, but it'll be all right, Julia. You'll see. After all, this is the 20th century. People would never stand for it. He's bound to realise that.
Mrs. Starling. I just wanted to say I quite understand how difficult it is, what with the lack of privacy and so on. And I know some people do feel self-conscious about it, but if you feel that prayer would help at all, then you know there's no need to be shy with us. We could all kneel and pray together now if you felt that it would ease your mind.
No! Thank you.
Oh, well, only if you wanted to, of course.
I don't.
I see. That's all right, then.
What time is it?
7:45. Monday was only a guess, you know.
What did you say?
Your friend told you might hear from the Home Secretary today, didn't she? But there's nothing to say you won't take a few more days to decide.
No, that's right.
Oh, I expect he's got a lot on his mind one way and another. I hear there's another strike down in the docks. Well, he's only human. Can't be seeing to everything at the same time.
Julie?
Don't, Mum.
I was saying to Anne's father, I can't understand it. He's let off ever so many other people. Why does he think our Julie's any worse than them?
There's no sense to any of it.
He thinks it has to do with politics. There's been a lot of crime this year, he said. There's an election coming. It'd be bad for this man's party if the people think he's too soft. Your Uncle George hasn't given up. He's written again to the MP. Oh, dear. If only your dad was alive.
He would have been no good. He never was any good. Nobody's any good.
Oh, Julie.
It's all right now.
Try to hold on to that thought. That no matter what happens to you, no power on earth can separate you from the love of God. Is there anything you want? Any messages I could deliver, perhaps? Any letters you want to write? Of course, I shall be with you tomorrow. But in the meantime, if you think of any way in which I could be of help or comfort to you, any way at all, you could send for me at any hour. I'll leave you now, then. God bless you, my child. Is she like that all the time?
These last 2 days, yes. Of course, she's heavily sedated. We had to do that. There was one very bad night. She was clawing at the walls.
Do you think she understands what's happening? Does she realize it's tomorrow?
Oh, she understands. But she thinks that something will happen to stop it at the last minute. She's just waiting now, waiting for that all the time.
Well, if it helps to sustain
I
her...
think somebody used those words to her, up to the last minute. Unless it's just that she used to read a lot of books. And of course in books they always...
Quite, yes, exactly. It's a bad business.
Yes? It's all right, my dear. We're just going to move you into a different room, that's all.